Welcome back to your soon-to-be favorite podcast. I'm Angelica.
And I'm Kelsey.
And this is
Here We Grow. Hey guys, this is Editing Kelsey hopping on to let you guys know we recorded so much content with Luis that we decided to split it into 2 parts. They'll both be released on the same day, so no worries. But just so you know, we'll cut it at some point and you'll have to head over to part 2 to listen to the rest. Thanks.
All right. Hey guys.
Hey! We have a guest today.
With
Luis! What's up?
Louis, squeeze.
Where did Squeeze come from?
Yeah.
When did it start? It happened. I think it was during the soccer season or something like that.
Back in high school?
Yeah, in high school, yeah. I can't remember who called me that, but I think it started there.
I remember saying it. I remember calling you that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I never heard that, but I just know Brian said it on
Snowball!
That one was way worse, bro. I was like, yo, that one started because of who was it? Nancy. I don't know if she's gonna be watching this, but she ran. It's this chick from middle. It started in middle school in Shortridge, and it carried on to Brotherhood, which is weird, you know. And it was so weird, dude. I don't know. This is the weirdest story too.
Please tell it.
Oh yes, please tell us.
First of all, I want to thank you guys for having me on.
Oh
here.
yes.
First of all,
no, we are the ones who are honored here.
No, I'm honored. No, I'm honored.
No, we are honored. Hold on. We'll solve this right now. Who has more followers on Instagram? We're the ones who are honored.
Yeah, they do.
No, it's you.
I'm trying to get to 200. Just kidding. No, but no, I like what you guys are doing. It's pretty cool. So it's cool to be part of the journey for sure.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, so this chick Nancy. Do you know her? Yes.
Kelsey, be better last name.
Yeah. Oh, that's why I went to Brotherhood, because she went to Brotherhood too.
You followed her to a high school?
No. We were at Shortridge together, and then we both went to Brotherhood together. That's why it carried over.
Oh, okay.
Now it makes sense.
Right.
But
now, 12, 13 years later.
Yeah, it started to make sense. But I ended up becoming popular because of that name. It was so weird. Like, she named me Snowball because I used to always wear white. And
it's because I thought you were.
And I was like chubbier. Oh no! What? I was in middle school, dude.
Damn, Luis.
Hey, middle schoolers be crazy.
I didn't discover that until I was 21.
Oh my God.
Cut that out.
No, don't cut it out.
I knew that.
The hard truth. But
I didn't know shit. I'm innocent.
Not just fine. So.
What was the other name he put on there?
Squeeze.
Squeeze. Mr. Fresh.
Who said that?
Brian said all those things.
Oh, right on, Brian. Appreciate you gassing me up on the podcast.
That's a good cousin.
Yeah, no, I love him. I love Brian.
So if you didn't know, Brian is Luis's cousin.
Yep.
Yeah, we said that in Brian's episode multiple times. So if you've listened to Brian's episode, then you would have heard us say Luis's name.
No, Brian's a great person. I love him.
We love him too. Yeah. And shout out to Brian because he got us our new setup today. Y'all notice we got new mics?
We sound better.
Brian, he didn't buy it for us. No, sorry.
I was like, damn, he's the MVP. Yeah. He's an MVP for that one.
No, we talked at length about what we needed for mics and the interface and everything, and he was really giving us a lot of advice about what we should get, and we ended up getting the exact thing that he thought we should get. So shout out to Brian. He's an avid listener, so thank you for that too.
Yeah, shout out Brian.
Yeah, Brian.
Let's go.
How many times do we say his name?
Gains out here.
Every time you hear Brian's name in this podcast, take a drink.
Take a shot for us. Go get the bottle. I'm just kidding.
I got a whole cart full of them. Just tell me which one.
Just made her sound like an alcoholic.
Not just playing.
I'm not.
No, we know.
Anyway. So
where were we at?
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
What you want to know?
If someone, if you go up to someone, how would you describe yourself? How do you describe?
How do you introduce yourself? Yeah.
Yeah. How do you introduce yourself?
So I just say, hey, I'm Louis. I'm an entrepreneur here in Indianapolis, and I really don't even know.
Okay,
so tell us about the businesses.
So businesses?
Yeah.
So I do own a clothing brand called Meraki Fits. And I have, shout out Meraki Fit LLC. And I have another business called Sobro Prints, which I do screen printing for people and businesses like that. So, yeah.
I was telling her that Levi is involved in it in some way. Can you tell us about Levi?
So Levi, he's a big influence with me, or for me.
Shout out to Levi.
Yeah, shout out Levi Enigmas. He has his own clothing brand as well. And so we just kind of like throw each other ideas and help each other out. We kind of do like a service for service, so we don't have to pay for, you know what I'm saying? So I print his stuff, and then he kind of like I was with him yesterday actually. We spent like 4 hours reverse engineering a pair of leggings, and it took forever.
I saw the video of that on your story.
It took like 2 hours because we had to take each little stitch out and then just had it all flat out and stuff like that, because we're trying to work on our own leggings for Meraki, and I want them to be unique and, you know what I'm saying, so kind of stand out from the rest of the leggings. So there's just so much out there, you know. So
let me tell you, the biggest thing is them not being see-through.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. That's what that's what I actually got. I got a pair of leggings from Old Navy, and those.
For yourself?
No, not for my.
I was like,
some men wear leggings when they're working out, though. Like, they don't call them leggings.
No shade.
But,
I was just asking.
You know, like
what
tights
called?
Or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, they're like thermals, I think.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't wear them personally, but there's people that ask me for it, and I'm just like, I'll get there. I'll get there eventually. But I really want to focus on women's because we have a lot of men's stuff already. So I really want to dedicate something for the women. You know, like Levi's really helping me out. Like he's like teaching me, the history of the fabrics, how it's made from scratch.
He's so cool that he knows all that stuff.
Yeah, I know. He's very intelligent. So, and you know, I have the honor to learn from him. So it's been pretty cool.
I was just telling her the way I know Levi the best is because we were in an art class together that was a sewing class, which is so ironic because of where he is now.
Right.
And like I think we got close because like we were the only ones in the class that were like catching on and that could actually like sew and like get a good grade. Yeah. Everybody else was not getting it at all.
This is a rubber class?
I don't.
Sewing class?
Yep.
Like
it was like
was that part of
it was
art?
like once it was one semester of the art magnet like curriculum or whatever.
Okay, that makes sense.
And
did I do that? Were you
I
art?
was in art magnet the whole.
You were in art?
What was the magnet you were in?
Art.
What magnet were you in? But what year did you graduate?
So I didn't graduate, but I'm a dropout.
Wow, but look, you own your own business. Surprise!
Just goes to show you.
Sorry, Mom.
You really don't. You just
Sorry,
need
Mom. You'll find out this way.
People will be surprised when I tell them. They're like, "What?" I'm like,
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Wait, when did you? When?
So
when
it
would
was
you have
winter
graduated?
break of 2012. So I think right.
Spring break of 2012.
No, winter break.
Oh,
yeah.
winter break.
Because I ended up going to tech for my senior year because of a girl. Worst mistake, but girls.
You learn.
You learn. Whatever. Yeah. So did one semester, and then once winter break came, I just never came back, and I was like,
you were just done.
Yeah, I was like, fuck that. I wasn't gonna graduate on time anyways, and I wasn't gonna put the work in to graduate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
you're
saying?
real with yourself. You know what? I'm not. It's not for me.
You know what you're gonna do.
Yeah. Plus, I was like, I had big dreams of becoming like a guitarist and building a band.
Do you still play?
No, I don't play anymore. But I still remember how to play.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not like.
Yeah.
I mean,
it sounds dumb when I look back at it.
If you didn't own a business and then you said that, you would laugh at yourself about that. But you did achieve that, so
And you still could.
Yeah, I could. I mean, I definitely want to do something in music later on, once I get these businesses off the ground. So that's definitely something I want to do.
Hey guys, did you know that we have merch?
And if you're looking on YouTube, Angelica's wearing it. If you want to buy merch, go to our Instagram. Our link tree is in our bio.
Buy one for your girlfriend. Buy one for your boyfriend, your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters, your auntie, your uncle, your cousins, your grandma, your grandpa.
Yes.
Everybody.
They are unisexual. So
unisexual. Okay? Unisexual.
If you don't have access to our link tree, you can just go to bonfire.com/here-we-grow-podcast.
You have shirts.
Yes,
We have
t-shirts,
crew necks,
pullover hoodie, crew
Mhm.
neck. We could add some more stuff later if we want to, but it is good. Please go get some.
Please.
Do it so that people say, "What's on your shirt?" And then you can say, "Oh, it's a podcast I listen to. You should listen too." And speaking of which, if you're listening to the podcast right now, which is how you're hearing my voice, send our podcast to someone you think will like it.
Okay, but you tried music management before.
Wait,
No, that was my first time. I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
No. I'm saying before today, which is I'm saying you could still go back to that if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's just the scene is kind of toxic. Because I was managing him and Skeptic, so the DJ there.
Oh.
So I was managing them both. And I was trying to start an...
that DJ?
Skeptic. I used to promote him all the time. So you probably seen him on my social media.
Okay.
So me and him, I was trying to start like an entertainment business where...
Was that your first business venture?
I think so. Like semi-successful, I guess you could say, yeah. So I was trying to start like an entertainment business where, we hit clubs and stuff like that. I have him DJ and then have him like perform and stuff like that. And then start getting events going where we host our own club events or kind of thing. So, and it just went down quickly because we were all, still young and immature and stuff like that. And then Skeptic wouldn't listen sometimes, and it's okay because he was young too.
Yeah, he was skeptical probably.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a bad joke.
How old is he?
He was under 21 for sure, and he was getting the clubs. Yeah, so
wow.
But and then Rome, he's a very talented artist, but we were all in a different headspace, so we all kind of just got into it I think after that house party, we just kind of went downhill, and we just split up. So it was called Sobro Entertainment, which is funny,
Where did Sobro come from?
Actually, Brian. So you know what Sobro means, right? South of Brotherhood.
Yeah, and I remember Brian and I actually went to a restaurant called Sobro in Brotherhood.
Sobro Cafe.
Yeah.
Which is what I thought that's where you guys got your name. I'm like, wait a minute, is that copyright? Like, what is that?
No, Sobro is just.
It just means a lot more businesses use it now. It's like becoming more popular of a term.
So it's just like.
Especially because South Brotherhood is being gentrified.
Yeah, that's true. So. Yeah, I mean, I grew up there, so it resonates.
Did you really?
Yeah, I grew up in Brotherhood. Well,
you lived there?
You still live over there?
I don't live there anymore, but my mom still does. So,
Brian did. Yeah.
Literally, 52nd and Waldo. I grew up there. But yeah, so that's where that came from. But Brian was the one that brought it up. He said, "What about Sobro?" I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
So Sober Prince came first, right? Sober Prince came first.
So Sobro transformed into a lot of different things. So it started with entertainment. Then it went to real estate.
What?
Then I went to I tried to do real estate, but that was a no-go. So I was like,
wow. Did you get your license?
No. I was doing wholesaling, so you don't have to have a license.
You were doing what?
Wholesaling. So I'm just like the middleman, trying to connect the buyer with the seller kind of thing. So, but my ass I could not get the cold calling part because I didn't know any shit. So I'm just like sounding like a noob and I got cussed out a lot. So it's like,
shit.
I'm gonna dip out on this one, and then I started Sobro Trades. So that started my own hedge fund illegally. It's fun.
You heard it here first, folks.
I raised up to 15K. Like people trusted me with their money. I didn't make. So I was trading. I made a shit ton of money off trading.
I need you to help us pay off these microphones.
I'm not in that game anymore. I'm just kidding. It's very toxic. Yeah. So people gave me their money, and I was managing accounts of like 2,000, 3,000.
I'm so glad you didn't hit me up for that.
Luckily, I knew something was going on with the stock market, and I felt really weird, like a gut feeling. I was like, hey, guys, just sell out right now. Just sell out. Because I kept my money in there, but I was like, I'm not about to have you guys lose your money.
Yeah.
And comes, maybe a few weeks later, the fucking stock market tanked, and I lost like 3K.
Damn.
So
at least you saved everybody else.
I saved everybody.
You didn't, make everybody pissed off at you. And
exactly. That's what I was
coming for your neck.
Right. So I was like, yo, just take your money.
That's big risk stuff right there.
Right.
You got some big balls, dude.
I'm just a risk taker. That's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like I just throw myself. I don't think about it. That's why. I don't think about it because when I start thinking about it, then I start fearing, and then when I fear, I hesitate. And
fear is what keeps most of us from like reaching our dreams or going after.
It does.
I was kind of that way when like I wanted to start this podcast. I'm like, let's start a podcast. Let's do it. Like we already had microphones. We already had the means to start doing it. And I don't know if you've heard this story, but when we first started, when I wanted Angelica to be my co-host, I sent her a meme that I made that was a picture of a man proposing to a woman, and it said, "Will you be my podcast co-host?" Or no, "Will you start a podcast with me?" or something like that. She was like, "Was this meant for me?"
There's no way she's asking me to do a podcast with her.
Dude, I mean, that's awesome though. Like you guys are a perfect couple for this. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
no,
thanks.
you guys are awesome. No, for real. That's why I was excited about coming.
I think.
Huh?
We've been doing it for like 8 months.
8 months already?
Since April.
Really?
We have 30. This will be the 31st episode plus 3 bonus episodes.
That's good. That's real good because the statistics are, I think after 21 episodes is when
things start getting
people fail.
Yeah, most people
I think
fail.
after
They give
31,
up.
this one might be the one.
No.
What?
I said after 31, this one might be the one.
The one what?
Where you guys fail.
That we
No, just kidding.
no,
That's what she thought. I know.
That's it?
No, because he said the statistic
On the
was 21
finale.
is when you start taking off.
2024, no more episodes.
This is the last episode of the year, too.
Oh, nice.
We're going to do a bonus, but...
It'll come out the day after.
Do like bloopers or the uncut.
We should do
uncut
that.
versions.
No.
But we will be doing like TikTok clips of this episode.
Oh,
so
hell yeah.
hopefully that will help with
I don't know. Do I follow
engagement
you guys
stuff.
on TikTok?
Yes.
I do. Okay.
Kelsey runs social media. If you think I'm responding to you,
It's me.
Yeah.
Earlier we were messaging with, or I was messaging with Sal, and he's like, "Who is this?" I'm like, "It's all pretty much always going to be me."
Okay.
Unless Kelsey tells me like, "Hey, check the messages."
Right.
It's me.
I feel that. I'm the same way with Meraki.
Sometimes Angelica will be the one that
Wait,
posts
do you
the
not run the
question
socials?
box.
I do. I run everything. Like I do.
Okay, so talk about Meraki now that you brought it up. Where does it come from? Because I've even Googled the name, and I'm like, is this?
It's a Greek word. Did you see a Greek word?
Yeah, so like you connected it to that, like that's where you came from. Okay.
Yeah. So actually, my brother came up with that name. So me and him, I had just gotten fired.
So you're not the name maker.
No.
Not Sobro, not Meraki.
Nah. I mean, you gotta.
The idea, man.
Yeah, I'm the idea, man. I'm the one that pushes the idea. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the designs Nelson came up with. Sometimes I throw them like this one I made, or he made this part, then I just added that.
If you guys don't know what he's talking about,
look,
if you're listening on audio right now, Luis just
Voila.
posted, he just pointed to the word Meraki on his shirt, said that someone else did that part, and he just added the word fit at the bottom and just regular lettering. So for our audio listeners.
Yes.
I'm gonna post a picture of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be in the attached file.
Yeah. Link you can buy it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, he actually looked it up. He was just trying to find words that sounded meaningful, and he came up with Meraki and he showed me, and I was like, yeah, that's it right there. You know what I'm saying?
What does it mean?
So it means to put your all into your passion, like put love into it. So what you guys are doing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
what made you decide to do it as a fitness brand?
it just gave me that vibe, to be honest with you. It gave me that vibe because we were first a street brand. So, but I felt like everybody was doing a street brand, and I'm just like, kind of want to be different, especially here in Indianapolis. So
well, and like a lot of people wear athleisure, like just
because you can make
anywhere.
it almost street style too if you want to. So it has more flexibility.
Yeah.
So.
You're not putting yourself in a box.
Yeah. I don't ever want to put myself in a box. So I want to do a lot of things with it, with Meraki, and also I like fitness in general. So I used to work out with a buddy of mine that I used to live with, but.
Yeah, we've been following your journey.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Actually, when I put the question box up on the podcast page, someone, and I won't say who because they're embarrassed about this now because they didn't see the episode topic when they asked this question.
I'm intrigued. What?
But they asked.
Who is it? Oh, okay.
What can you suggest to someone just starting out at the gym with the sole purpose of getting swole as fuck? Eat. Protein.
Eat. Well, is it a male or female?
Male.
Oh, okay. My boy. So just really just make sure you gotta track your calories. There's just no way around it. You have to track your calories. You gotta have enough protein in you. carbs don't really matter. Carbs are really just for females it's a little different, so it's hard.
It's just like the balance, right?
It is the balance, but like for me, carbs is the more carbs the better, because I thought it used to be bad, but it's not. Well, at least for me. But as long as you get your protein in, you're actively moving every day. So I try to do 8K steps a day, daily, drinking hella water, and then working out 4 times a week, and like intense workouts. And
do you have a specific style of workout that you do? Like HIIT or anything like that?
Like HIIT?
Weight training.
Oh, like
high intensity training is HIIT.
Oh, HIIT. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, what is HIIT? Do I hit something or
like boxing?
Like boxing or something? No, I just like to work out like the whole upper body one day. So Mondays I do upper, Tuesdays I do lower, and then take a break on Wednesdays. And Thursdays I hit upper, and then Fridays lower, and then rest days for the 2 days. So I know there's some people that isolate a muscle per day, but I don't got time for that. I can't go to the gym every day. I'm just too busy. So I just kind of have to go ham the days I go.
I think from your social media, it looks like you're in the gym every day. Like it just looks like that.
I mean, I was there right before I got here.
I think it's because
I didn't post it.
Of like promoting things.
Oh yeah, I know. But
I forgot.
Yeah. He lied.
I don't know. I just like it because it gets me in my zone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was
it's good for your mental health too.
It is. It really is.
I was supposed to say about your brand, like even though you don't want to be placed in a box, it's more associated with athleisure, and I think like having a healthy body and a healthy mind. It's kind of what it's all about, right?
It really is. That's what it is, because you'll be able to conquer your goals if your mind's right, but you can't get your mind right if your body's not right. You know what I'm saying? So, or like, I mean, I just like it. It makes you feel good. It just makes you feel energized. And when you're confident, you know what I'm saying? And then we create the clothes that make you feel more confident on top of that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, working out gives you like 3 different happy chemicals every time you do it. So, of course, it like makes you feel good.
Right. Well, it really releases like dopamine or something.
Mostly endorphins.
Endorphins, that's what I was looking
But you
for.
probably get dopamine from other things that you do while working out.
I said probably like checking your progress too, or tracking it.
Yeah, that part makes it easier to stay on track with your diet.
Once you're
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And if you work out outside, then you get serotonin, and there's just all the happy chemicals. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't run. Just letting you know. You don't have to run. You don't have to do cardio.
Fuck running.
I never, not once ran.
You run, don't you?
it helps. I'm not saying that it's bad. It's good because your lungs need it, but
it's like a full body workout. But now I just do stairs for 30 minutes.
Stairs, bro. I'll be on that for 5 minutes. I'm like,
I was just telling my friend about it. He goes, "Wait, you do 30 minutes?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's easy." He's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like,
I couldn't do stairs for 5 minutes.
Easy. 30 minutes on the stairs. I mean, you don't have to go like speed walking the whole time, just like level 7 or whatever.
Are your legs burning by the time you're done?
Oh, I bet.
Just put on Netflix, so it'll go by quick.
But are your legs burning by the time you're done?
By the time I quit, my heart does that.
Skips a heartbeat.
It does. It skips a heart. Like,
it skips a heart.
Skips a whole heart.
I just die. But I'm not thinking about that while I'm going.
Right.
If you've not listened to the podcast, Angelica messes up her words a lot, and that's like half the comedy.
I'm also really funny.
I love it.
She is funny.
Yeah, you are funny.
She's the funniest person on this podcast.
So shut up, you guys do your thing.
No.
I'm the brains and she's the funny. No, really, you're the brains.
I'm also brains.
She is.
Hold on a minute.
I just meant like me organizing everything and
for sure.
like doing the socials and setting everything up. I mean, we're gonna get real deep into it here in a second.
Oh shit!
Y'all buckle up, cause I did my research, and y'all know how I get when I do my research.
Oh, okay.
I'm
excited. That's a whole thing.
Yeah, like be as vulnerable as you want.
God,
like, no
I don't know. I can't even be vulnerable by myself.
Even if you say something vulnerable and then laugh it off, that's fine. But like, I was telling Travis before I came over here. We've cried on this podcast.
Yeah.
I know. I seen it.
Oh.
I was like, look at these. Look at them crying. What the? They're just kidding.
Who the fuck does that anymore?
That's literally the topic of this conversation. But
that's what you guys do.
I was telling Travis before all this, like yesterday or today, I was saying like, I feel like Luis is a good person for this topic because I feel like he's like Brian in the fact that he can have a deep conversation and be genuine and vulnerable. Even if it's not like fully vulnerable, you can like add to the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, for sure.
So let me gas you up a little bit before we get too into this. So we're doing men's mental health. We're doing men's mental health.
We're doing men.
This episode is us doing men.
You said meth?
Meth? No, not meth.
Meth health.
Meth health, yes. A caveat to that is that we will be talking about people socialized as men and who identify as men. So just want to put that out there. We're going to start with a quote of the week. We keep like skipping over quote of the week.
I also have a quote of the week.
Oh, you do? You first. What if it's the same quote? It would be hilarious.
Or not to be.
Okay, I have... So the phrase, I am not enough is not a feeling, it's a belief. It comes from a place of insecurity and trauma. It comes from a toxic culture that tells people you're only worth as much as you can do, as much as you can acquire, as much as you can possess, as much as you can manifest.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that. That was nice.
It's not a feeling, it's a belief.
It really is.
Okay, mine
That's
is...
all I have.
That's all.
Sorry, show's over. Show's over.
Look at her note. Hold on.
That's it.
Compared to that one, like,
Look.
oh my goodness.
Episode 31 with Luis.
Show the camera. Show the camera.
I can tell who did their research.
So when I said I was the brains, this is what I meant.
I'm the same way, Angelica. I would have done the same thing.
I'm like at work listening to TED Talks.
And that's it. Duh.
Yeah.
I probably would have been mid-sentence and like stopped or something like that and just like...
It's all up here, guys.
It really is. Okay, so my quote of the week is, healed people see different. If I'm not healed, I'll use yesterday's pain as today's perspective. Heal so much so that we can hear what's actually being said without our wounds rewording it.
Okay, damn.
Without our wounds.
She really trying to...
I don't get no snaps.
She's about to get me thinking today.
Oh my god.
Oh, I am.
Good.
Did you come up with some statistics?
I sure did not.
Literally, we were texting when I was on my way to work this morning, and she was like, okay, what's the plan, blah, blah, blah. She's like, what should I do? I was like, you go ahead and grab the statistics, and I'll do the rest of the research. No statistics.
And you still couldn't do that.
I know.
Just kidding.
I'll pull them up real quick.
I had meetings today, which, whatever. I had meetings. And
Whatever.
Whatever.
Fuck them meetings.
And then afterwards, I had to, the higher-ups were asking me questions, so I couldn't, focus on two things at the same time. And then I got paranoid because, you're here in person, so I have to clean my house. Not saying my house was dirty or anything, but, I don't know, it's your first impression of who I am.
Yeah, I'm the same way, dude. I might clean the bathroom toilet and literally,
I'm just like, oh my God.
And then don't even go into the bathroom, which I'm like, damn it.
Are you sure you don't want to do this? Come on, just one time.
Please, just go in there.
Yeah, so... Okay.
Yeah, no, I feel you completely. I don't know if it's just the Hispanic in us, because my mom was like, hey, we're having people over, so make sure you clean, you know.
They know how dirty we
or
are.
clean your room. I'm like, they're not going to go in my room. It just makes me clean everything.
They're not going to go in there.
Speaking
Go
of
clean
that,
the basement.
please-
They will not be in the basement.
Please go to my room. It's nice.
Right.
It's all put together.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be back.
Move the podcast in there.
Yeah, let's just pick up the table and just shuffle.
I don't know. I take pride in not everything's together, but it's and.
Yeah, and it looks really nice in here. I like it. This is the kind of house I would get, or the kind of vibe that I would go for. Just, yeah.
Okay, what are the statistics that you just looked up?
Okay, I just now looked these up, guys. This just in.
We are here with Kelsey Graham.
Again?
No, I did that on purpose.
Again!
Okay,
She keeps on pulling out my maiden name on me.
Can do some ASMR.
You like that?
No.
I don't like it.
I did it when I first started the microphones because I could turn the volume all the way up, and I was like, oh my God, this is like ASMR.
I can't stand that stuff.
Travis likes it. He's like, if you could just record some ASMR for me alone, that'd be great.
What?
Kinky shit.
That's some kinky shit right there. I know people are into that, but...
Or eating?
Yeah, he wanted me to do a mukbang.
What?
A mukbang?
The
It's
hell
when you just eat a ton of food on camera.
You've never seen a video of a mukbang?
On
It sounds-
Snapchat.
Oh.
People eating.
Oh, it's gross.
It sounds really crazy, but
Sorry if you're into that, but Totally.
Hey, no judgment here, man.
No,
we all got our kinks, you know. So.
Not that kink.
We heard about Luis's kinks before we started recording.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Just kidding.
Oh, I was like, yo, what?
Wait, what?
What kind of information is on the internet?
Oh, statistics. That's what I was about to do. Okay, so the biggest cause of mental health, this is what 1,000 men said about their mental health. The biggest cause of mental health issues in men are work pressure, financial issues, and their health. That's interesting, the health part. 40% have never spoken to anyone about their mental health. 29% are too embarrassed to speak about it. 20% say there's a negative stigma on the issue. 77% have suffered with symptoms of negative mental health. 40% of men polled said that it would take thoughts of suicide or self-harm to compel them to seek professional help.
My God.
Wow. That's very moving.
Yeah.
And then another one that I had written in my notes was men are 3 times more likely than women to commit suicide, and their mental health triples the risk of depending on alcohol.
That makes me so sad.
Men are 3 times more likely to commit suicide. I've heard that like the suicide rate in men right now is like off the charts. And I'm sure like the pandemic didn't help, and the fact that everything is so expensive right now, like providing for your family is really hard.
For real.
Yeah. So, I had a question that I asked you on Instagram to prepare for, and that was, what does being masculine or a man mean to you, to your family, and to your culture?
Mean to me, my family, and culture.
As 3 separate answers.
Okay.
Or 2 separate, depending on how you answer it.
Really, I think a man is somebody that's just emotionally developed. You know, just, you know, people think it's just about like making money or like having a beard or whatever. I don't,
like being macho.
Yeah, macho and whatever. But that's not, for me. It's just being able to not cause toxicity for people around you.
Not hurt people.
Yeah, hurt people. Yeah, exactly. And
what about like your family? Do they feel the same way about what it takes to be a man?
For my family, it's just working and making sure you take care of the family, which is, you know,
which is still good.
Yeah, it's still good. You know, I do believe that is, but if you don't have your mental right, you can't do that.
Do you think that that's lacking in your family, like mental intelligence or like emotional intelligence?
No, for sure, yeah. But it's because of where they grew
their
up.
Culture.
Yeah, their culture and the way their parents treated them.
Yeah.
So
that was kind of like the conversation we had with Brian, where it's like it's definitely like a cultural thing, but also it's a generational thing. It's both.
It is
because like as a generation, my parents aren't emotionally intelligent as like our generation is.
Right. Well, they also didn't have the technology we have now too. So it's like
to like connect with other people.
And the resources and therapy. So we have a lot of resources now, but also like because of our childhood, we kind of like hesitate to get the help.
Yeah.
Even I, you know, like I need therapy bad. You know what I'm saying?
We all do.
You know, but like I just, I don't know why. I don't know. It's just something about talking about, something about talking to somebody like in a deeper level just kind of scares me. So it's like I just been holding it off. I don't know.
Do you
subconsciously? There might be a reason subconsciously, but I need to find out.
We're gonna find out today.
God.
Well, I was gonna say
I needed this episode.
Yeah, this is your therapy right
here. Jeez.
I was gonna say someone had once told me that they're afraid of what they might be told what's wrong with them. Like,
I think that's my that might be
like somebody might categorize you.
Yeah.
Or just someone like telling like, oh, I see this. Like I'm taking everything you're telling, like all your trauma dumping or whatever, and this is what that is. And here's your issues, and like you coming face to face with that.
Stop being a bitch. I'm like, fuck. You're right.
I actually have something about that, like the misconception of like someone telling you what's wrong with you, but we'll get to that later when we get to misconceptions. But what I was gonna say was like, do you feel like growing up you had a safe space to like have your emotions with anyone?
Definitely not.
No one, not even like a sibling.
No, not really. We were, cause like I'm the oldest.
You guys were not.
Yeah, so it was 5 years apart. Now I'm a little bit more, you know, cause we all, me and my brother lived together, but at the time when I was growing up, no, you know, even when my parents split, like I wanted to run away. Well, Brian really was like probably the only person that I could really trust, so I did call him and we were talking. I was like, man, I'm gonna run away, all this, but I was like, I can't leave my brothers, so I was like, I'm just.
So Brian was your safe space then.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Shout out Brian.
Shout out Brian. And he's still my safe space. Like I still trust him with like some deep shit.
I could see that. Like I feel like even though we haven't, other than the podcast and like talking about that, even though we haven't spoken in 10 plus years, I feel like I could open up to him if he were like right here right now.
Exactly. No, he just has that energy, you know what I'm saying? So so Mondays and Tuesdays we work out together, and that's usually when we talk a lot and we get deep. So
actually,
it's pretty cool.
I love that. Men are there for other men.
We don't talk about that too.
That's very important.
That's
always
a
have a
kink right there.
Whoa. Brotherhood is that's a
like,
very
that's
important
so
thing.
Important, yeah.
Yeah. Green flag.
Green fucking flag.
Green fucking flag. No, but I was listening to a TED Talk today about men's mental health.
Hey, yo.
Hello?
Hello?
I just want to make sure we're still recording. Go ahead.
Cash would say that, like, so we started talking, hello? The phone rings, hello? Somebody knocks on the door, hello? Oh, I don't know why that's so funny. But yeah, I was listening to a TED Talk today, and I'm gonna link the TED Talks I listened to today because they brought me to tears. Like, and they were both like big macho black men, like talking about mental health, and I just thought that was so like.
That's hot.
It is. For lack of a better word, but I'm gonna link them in the show notes because I think everybody should listen to them. They were mostly about like black mental health or like young black men, but they could apply to anyone, of course. But both of them just really brought me to tears. And one of the things one of them was saying related to what you were just saying was that on the beginning of his mental health journey was him making friends at the gym, and they would, before they worked out, they would sit in the locker room and have like a 30 to 45 minute conversation, just like sharing with each other and being vulnerable with each other. And then they would go and work out. So imagine like the brain chemicals that are going through your brain while that's happening. Like you're being validated, you're being listened to, you have a safe space, and then you get all these happy hormones from your workout. So like, of course that becomes like, oh, I need that again. I need that again. And it's like therapy in itself. So I just thought that was really cool, especially because you brought that up, like working out with Brian and like being able to talk to him and stuff during that time.
No, definitely. Yeah. It's I look forward to Mondays and Tuesdays. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, because Thursdays and Fridays, I'm usually by myself in the gym. I'm like, man, this is boring.
You need somebody to talk to.
Yeah, I'm just like, man, fuck this. Let's go home.
Brian, what you doing?
Yeah, like, I feel like I don't get as good of a workout.
Well, I mean, you could listen to our podcast while you're working out, and then we would be in your ears.
Yeah, right.
You just have a friend in your ears. Hello?
We will not respond, but you can.
Just say hello before it starts, and we'll be like, "Hey, bestie."
Yeah.
Heard. Okay, we'll do.
So, and the next segment of this is symptoms and signs are different in men, and some of the same symptoms of like anxiety and depression are the same, like where you'll be like in bed all the time or like really anxious around other people. But anxiety in men actually comes out in ways that like we would see as like bad behavior. So like abrasive behavior, abuse, violence, drugs, cheating, addiction of any kind, you know, alcohol, drugs, sex, whatever. And the example that I gave to Travis before I came over here was like if someone is like
I'm rubbing his belly.
I'm just like, what is that?
Bolin's having a good time. If like someone's anxious around a lot of people and then they walk into a party of a bunch of people and they're feeling anxious, as a man, they are socialized not to run out and have a panic attack or like say to someone like, I'm feeling anxious, I need to go. They're socialized to just suck it up and push through. So then if someone then triggers them, then how will that come out? In anger or being annoyed or snippy or whatever. And then another part of that I wanted to mention was there was this guy on TikTok a while ago that was talking about, he started therapy and something he realized was where his sex addiction came from. And he told this story about how when he was a young kid, they lived in a really bad neighborhood and he would get home before his mom after school and he would be there for hours until she got off work, and he was scared to be home by himself. Like he was probably like 8 to 10 years old. And one day when he was at home by himself, he found his like stepdad's like porn stash or whatever, and started looking at the porn. And he realized like while he was doing that, he got like really occupied and was feeling better and like wasn't as anxious to be home by himself.
He was looking forward to that.
And so through therapy, he realized that he was like going through women like crazy. He had this crazy porn addiction, and that was all based in like coping with anxiety in today's like in his life today. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy that he figured that out. And like other men may be struggling with that and don't even know it.
Yeah, it's a very common thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And like, yeah. And like, yeah.
Yeah. It's a common thing. No, I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot from a lot
and
of
also,
people.
No, I think.
Yeah.
Also, yeah.
I can understand where like a porn addiction is. You can find comfort in it for whatever reason, whatever the psychology may be. But I think also it's almost like not excusable either, because it's everyone's responsibility to like improve yourself. If it's affecting other aspects of your life,
if it's hurting other people,
you have to understand that the addiction mind is not the same as a sober mind.
Yeah.
Right.
Because the addiction mind will kill itself. You will kill your own body.
Yeah.
Like I kind of like relate to that with vaping. You know what I'm saying? Like I know it's fucking me up, and like I feel like I can't breathe as much as I used to, but I can't stop. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? That's why addiction, people with meth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're seeing your family go down, your life go down, you're in the streets now, but you're still going to look for it.
Right.
So if you're home alone and you got your phone, then you're same thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Until you get caught or something, I don't know. But
That's a good point.
I think the point that Angelica was trying to make, though, is that even though these are explainable, they're not excusable to hurt other people. Like, we should be compassionate in the fact that they're explainable and we can find the root of them, but you can't expect people to wait around and wait for you to get better just because you know what's wrong with you.
Right.
I feel like there's a lot of people, not a lot of people, but there's people out there that have issues. They know they're aware of their issues. They know where they come from, and they still expect the people in their lives to stick around and wait for them to get better.
Right.
And they're not even doing anything to try to get better.
Yeah.
Also, like being self-aware is like the first step.
That is a big thing.
Like you have to know what the fuck you're doing and why you're doing it.
Right.
Connected to something. Like don't just be, well, I don't know why I'm doing it. Or, like I don't know why that happens. Okay, figure it out.
Right.
I think the pain has to be stronger for you to change.
Yeah.
So if you're not feeling that pain, either you're a sociopath, psychopath, whatever, I don't know, whatever. But if it's like,
or like you just haven't hit rock bottom yet.
Or you haven't hit rock bottom yet. So it has something in your life. It has to be bad enough for you to change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like I was like with vaping, I've gone 4 days without it now so far. But but I'm not nicotine free because I've been doing Zins. But it's like it's almost like chewing tobacco, but it's not. It's like a little packet. It doesn't have tobacco in it, so it has all the negative stuff is out. You know, so it's just straight nicotine. You just put in your gum, and it kind of like craves, like it hits the craving.
The craving, yeah.
So I haven't smoked, and I feel a lot better. I'm not 100% back, but now I know I'm gonna need to kick that nicotine eventually.
Yeah.
You know. I don't know where I was going with that.
I just have something to say about that first.
I forgot what we were talking about.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, I don't know.
You were saying that's how I feel about, and then you just
I know. I forgot what I feel about.
But what I was gonna say about that was that with people who are trying to quit smoking or nicotine or whatever, sometimes you have to replace the dopamine with something else.
Something, yeah, really.
So like you have to find something else that you can get your dopamine hit from to like help you wean off of it.
Yeah, it's hard. It sucks.
But that's a difficult part too.
Yeah, that could be anything. I remember
because nothing will ever compare to the dopamine you get from.
Right. Or people need sometimes you just need a dopamine detox. So just no phone.
Yep.
Nothing.
Gotta be miserable for a while.
Miserable. You're gonna be miserable, but that's just you're gonna have to go through it. It has to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
You know?
I remember when I was a kid, my mom stopped smoking for like 1.5 years, and when she stopped, she replaced her dopamine with peanut M&Ms.
Yeah. So then.
And so she gained a little bit of weight, but she was like okay with the toss up there because like, okay, well I can lose that weight after. She didn't like gain a bunch of weight, but it was like the toss up of like, okay, do I want to quit smoking? Then I'm gonna have to gain a little weight first, and then there are like some they call it cessation medications that will make you gain weight when you're trying to quit smoking.
Yeah, no, you will gain weight because you gotta replace that dopamine. You know what I'm saying? So But I rather, depending on what the addiction is, like I rather gain weight than lose a lung or be on a breathing machine when I get older.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that, you know what I'm saying? So it would just make life more miserable. But like the mind doesn't care.
Going back to that,
They don't give a fuck. Like once the dopamine is gonna get it one way or another.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So that's just that's what sucks.
True.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. So before we go into misconceptions, I kind of wanted to talk about like who's responsible for men like having bad mental health. And of course, like we can't blame one group of people, or like we can't blame women, we can't blame men themselves. I think generally like the bigger picture is society.
Mm-hmm.
We have to change as a society, and the way we do that is having conversations like this, and having men having friends who hold them accountable and who have a safe space for them and create these kind of conversations amongst each other. But I was gonna say something else. I forget.
Cut.
Anybody got anything to add to that?
No,
you were going. I was like, I was into it. I was like,
that
oh,
was
shit.
really good.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
She said I didn't finish my notes.
Let me scroll down to that part because I got these out of order here.
I know. I tried to read your notes earlier. I'm like, the fuck.
Oh, I reorganized them probably after you read them.
I think so. And then like you would cut off on a sentence, and then I'm like, wait, where was that going?
Yeah.
I would go back to the next one. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
You gotta decode the thing or some shit.
Yeah, we'll get back to.
Only Kelsey knows.
Yeah.
These are just random. Like literally, what'll happen is I'll be listening to a podcast and I'll be like, "Oh, I need to jot that down," and I'll just jot down an idea, and then later I'll come back and like organize them, which is what I did at like 5:00 today. So
nice. I like that.
So
it's
probably
this.
when did you look?
Our process. Noon maybe.
Oh yeah, there's not nowhere near complete. It didn't even have all the thoughts in it. So, but let's go to misconceptions and we'll get back to who's responsible. So one thing that I really wanted to touch on is like, do you ever see on social media, like, say someone posts a video and they're like talking about how like men's mental health is really important. Say a woman is posting about it. Men's mental health is really important and here's why. And then there's a man in the comments that's like, yeah, but then she'll turn around and call me a pussy. Or yeah, but then she'll turn around and say this. Like they just contradict the whole thing. Have you seen that on social media?
I've seen it, yeah.
Okay, so, and Travis used to have a coworker that was like, that comment, a whole fucking person. Okay. His whole personality was revolved around that kind of like mentality. And something that me and Travis have talked about a lot is like, if you have women in your life that talk to you like that when you're being vulnerable, when you're just having regular human emotions, cut them out.
Yeah.
You do not need to have them in your life. Doesn't matter who they are. Or set boundaries with them to let them know that that's not okay.
Right.
And then if they don't hold to those boundaries, then cut them out. But if it's just what you're seeing online and the women in your life aren't really talking to you like that, then you need to be responsible for your algorithm, which is what we were talking about before we started recording. If your algorithm is full of women bashing men, you need to pay attention to the women that are actually in your life, not whoever you're seeing on social media, because it's just feeding this toxic narrative in your brain that women hate men or women hate men that are any type of emotionally intelligent. And that's just not true. Like, I don't know a single woman who believes that men being emotionally intelligent is a turnoff, or that means that they're not a man. I don't know a single woman, a single one.
I was gonna say.
Do you?
No, not in person, but online, obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
I was gonna say, I feel like it's kind of easy, at least for me. I'll hold myself accountable. It's easy to like.
Uh-oh. She's laughing. That's not good.
Get on the algorithm like men ain't shit.
Oh yeah, I have the same thing with women.
And okay.
No, for real. Like, it's guy, like, what?
Luis, what are you on?
Well, no, but the thing is, my beliefs are strong enough
said
to.
it first.
The thing is, like, my belief is strong enough that I understand that I don't believe in that. So it's like, I listen and I'm like, that sounds stupid.
Right, and so like I remember this one video I think we shared back and forth. It was like a friend. It was like 3 girls or whatever. One girl starts recording. She goes, "Oh my god, I have something to tell you."
Oh.
And she's like, "I like a guy," and then they all start laughing, like that type of shit.
Okay.
It's just a joke that you even like a guy.
Or like, "Oh my god, I like a guy." Red flag, red fucking.
Yep.
It's like this. It's funny, but like it is also adding to the toxicity.
Yeah,
Right.
no, especially the women are like against men completely. Like,
Oh,
fuck
I don't
men.
do that.
Like,
though.
I'm like, come on, like, this is one chick on my Snapchat that's like, I wish all men will be exterminated in this. I'm like,
Oh,
damn.
no, I'm just like, you got some childhood trauma.
Now, I will say some of that content, like what you're talking about, maybe not that specific girl, but that kind of content is clickbait. They're staging conversations or like making conversations like that on TikTok, Facebook, whatever, to get clicks, to get comments, to get engagement, so they can get paid.
Probably, but no, she's not. This is somebody
not
I know.
her, not her, but like
I
people on TikTok actually are like that.
Mm-hmm. No, I know. Yeah,
Travis will show me a video and be like, "Oh my god, look at this!" I'm like, "Babe, this is scripted. I can tell this is scripted."
You don't believe everything on the internet.
Right.
Like that's number one rule. That's number one rule.
Yeah.
No matter how
What
good
were you
it looks.
Say, Angelica?
I was gonna say I had a conversation with my cousin. He's male, and it got kind of heated. He was like, "Oh, I bet you're one of those girls that think like all men are shit," and I'm like, "Absolutely not. I wouldn't want you saying all women are shit. So why would I have them?
Right.
I understand just because I had one bad experience with one guy, I'm not gonna encompass that for everyone. Similar to race, ethnicity, like religion. Like, why would you base one experience with one bad person or a couple bad people with a whole group of people?
Right, generalizing.
That's just so stupid and idiotic.
But what happens is, because I'm a victim of this, where it happens so back to back to back that you start believing it.
Absolutely.
So like at one point I started believing that like all women were like any woman that I got at least, you know, say maybe it's the girls that I attracted or something.
Gonna say,
yeah, it could be that, but like I've always
who you have in your company.
Right.
Yeah.
So like,
but that's what you gotta understand. Okay, no, it's just this girl. I need to cut her off. My next experience. Okay, another bad one. Cut her off.
Yeah, and it's like, what characteristics are you looking for when you're looking for a girl, right? You were talking about a male friend that was saying like, you asked him like, oh, who are you looking for in like your next girlfriend, and he's like, oh, I want her to have a big ass and a skinny waist and whatever.
Oh my God.
And I'm
I mean,
like,
that's just a plus, but even then,
but
like,
the question was,
I literally said, hey, what are you looking for in your next relationship? He literally said those things like big ass, big boobs. She's got to be pretty.
Wait, okay, who
hair.
said this?
And those are fine.
Who said that again?
A friend.
Oh, a friend. Was it a guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. That's not a man.
But here's the thing.
Like, I'm not asking about any of that stuff. Like,
I can't tell. Was he playing?
And he was talking about an actual relationship, not like a fling or anything. And so Angelica was like, okay, but like, what kind of personality are you looking for? Because if you're not,
that's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're not looking for what you want in a wife, what are you doing?
Well,
what are you doing?
Let him learn the hard way.
And he will.
But I hope he's not. I hope he's not listening. I kind of doubt it, but
if he is, you know who you are.
that is like a toxic trait that he has. Is he thinks all women like, or he'll have one bad experience. Like, oh, girls just want a guy that does this. Okay, what you just told me? You just want a girl that has all these outer characteristics, and whole time you're mad that a girl wants to go out to dinner and have you pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Yeah, but you're strict about her physical characteristics.
But she has to have big boobs and a big butt. Like,
Like, that doesn't really matter to me. Like, if it is, then cool, you know what I'm saying? Just whatever.
That shit changes. Like, you gotta understand.
Yeah, like, there has to be a baseline of physical attraction, but that's not what matters to the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with.
Right. You gotta have some attraction.
Bigger picture
you know what I'm saying? Sexual and mentally, like, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah.
Also, I saw a video, I think, like, yesterday. It was, like, this new generation of men, this is how they want to be treated. And it was, like, a girl, no, it was a guy trying to move furniture, and he was kind of struggling with it, and the girl would be like, oh babe, I got this, don't worry about it. And so she lifts up the furniture, and he's kind of like, you know, twirling, you know,
like acting like the girl.
And then like, or he was trying to fix something, didn't know how to use the power tool, and she's like, oh babe, it's fine, I got it. And then there's so many things wrong with that video, because it's like,
it's just reinforcing that narrative.
Exactly, and I hated watching it. I'm like, this is
it's
so
toxic.
Dumb. And even if that was the case, with the guy, if that's how he wanted to be treated,
that's just him.
Let him.
That one guy.
It's not this new generation of men who are soft or whatever. Like, fuck you for thinking that. The girl could have gone in there and helped her. It's a 2-person job. Like, whatever.
If she wants to do it, go ahead.
You don't know how to work a tool. I know. Let me show you.
Look, let me tell you something. I like the living room moved around every couple of months because I like the new fresh
I'm
thing.
the same thing. I'm the same way.
Nuts.
I gotta keep it fresh.
Look, if Travis is not in the mood to move the furniture around, I'll fucking do it myself. I don't give two shits, and he doesn't care that I do it myself. It doesn't make him soft. It doesn't make me whatever. Like he doesn't want to do it. I'm gonna fucking do it.
Yeah, I
can scoot the couch across the living room.
If it's your idea, then you do it.
Yeah, there you go.
But if you need help, I'll help.
Right.
But like, you know, I'm not gonna.
And to be honest, I will do it like when he's not home. Because like I like the surprise factor. So like If he's not in the mood to do it, I'm like, okay, fine, we won't do it. And then he's not at home, and I move around the living room, and he walks in, I'm like, look what I did while you were gone.
No, I'm the same way. But not every couple months, but like I like to do it at least every 6 months. Just change it around, give it a new fresh.
Yeah.
I get bored quick, so it's like, you know.
My OCD is screaming at you guys.
Really?
I can't.
No, yeah, I like to move around the living room. I got to move around my bedroom, too. I just told Travis that yesterday.
I already moved my room around like 3 times, 4 times, and I've only been there for 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
My room, I do change a lot.
I did hear that a person who changes on the outside, like what's going on the outside, they do that because there's something on the inside they can't change.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, let me say something about that.
Yeah, so you constantly changing your bedroom around?
I like to fart when no one's around. Yeah, I said it.
I was listening, our favorite podcast, Ladies and Tangents, I was listening to it the other day, and Jerry was talking about how she keeps cutting her hair, and like she has this obsession with cutting her hair, and it keeps ending up badly, but she can't stop doing it. And I kept thinking to myself while I was listening to this, I'm like, it's not the hair you hate, it's not the hair you hate. And then I was like, I keep dyeing my hair like 3 or 4 times a year to a different color.
Yeah.
It's not the hair you hate. But I always did kind of know that it's like a thing you can control. Mm-hmm. And so like that's why like women who get out of relationships, they'll dye their hair or like cut their hair because it's like something I can control and like have this dopamine hit of like a new thing, you know.
Right now.
Yeah.
I want to go back to all my old black hair.
Yeah.
Look how ugly it looks now.
It doesn't look ugly.
I like it.
It's so frizzy.
It looks
I think
like
I picked purple on the poll too, I think.
On the poll, yeah.
Yeah, when you guys voted, what hair color did she change it to?
Yeah.
I think I said purple. Pretty sure.
Okay, let's move back to the topic.
Hold on. I forgot this bar was right here.
It's recording now.
Yeah, we need a better setup for 3 people for sure. Need a longer table.
It's a progress. You know?
Yeah.
At least you're doing it.
We have this new black tablecloth and this new black mics.
Nice. No, I like it soft.
Oh, yeah?
Like it. This feels...
Just like pick it up and rub it on your face.
It's giving me Target.
It's giving me Target.
I got it at Walmart.
Yeah, there you go.
Mainstays.
I should have gone to Target.
Mm-hmm. That would have been good.
Nah, don't. Overpriced for nothing.
I feel that way. That's why I really don't go
don't go there. I would have gone
to
Dollar
It has to be like,
Tree.
I need the dopamine of Target to go to Target.
You say you need a dope.
I needed dopamine to go to dopamine.
It is like just walking into Target sometimes feels. Yeah, I'm not even like.
It's literally marketing.
Woman.
It's literally like how they display their items.
Their carts are so fucking nice.
Why are their carts so much better than all other grocery stores?
It's better than Myers. It's better than Walmart.
Kroger almost got them. Some Krogers have like the plastic carts, like how Target is. It's the plastic carts.
It's just so smooth. It's just, oh god.
Put me in it and drive me around.
And then none of the wheels are going like this. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Like it's just a smooth ride.
Yes.
It's like when you get a new car.
About this.
Yes.
Oh, I've been. Yeah.
That's one of the main reasons I like Target is the carts. And I was gonna say the same thing about Kroger is some of the Krogers have plastic carts and some of them have all metal carts. And I hate the Krogers that don't have the plastic carts because the metal carts are so janky. But the plastic carts.
You said Kroger?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is
true. So like
true.
the Kroger on Rockville Road over here, they have plastic carts, but the bigger Kroger deeper in Avon only has metal carts.
Really? I've never seen them with metal carts. Or maybe
it must be an older Kroger.
Yeah.
I don't know if it depends on like how old the Kroger is, but the plastic carts, they glide better and they're just the right height and
all these is all right too.
Yeah,
they're not too bad.
They're too wide.
Why is this a thing? Why is this a thing? First of all, why are we just? I was like, damn, that's crazy.
Okay,
that's nice.
The next misconception that I have is, and so this is something I saw on TikTok coming directly from a therapist, and that's that therapists are not healthy people treating sick people. Therapists are also sick people just trained to help other sick people.
That's fucked.
But
that's fucked.
But it's actually like more comforting to know that it's not like a therapist on their high horse, like looking down on you and your sickness.
Yeah.
They're saying like, I can relate to you and say like, I have issues too. Like I'm just more trained to deal with them.
But what if they give me the wrong advice?
That makes me not
trust therapists now.
I actually prefer the other way.
I want
they're on a high horse and have it all figured
like,
out.
Like they could have gone through their bullshit, but like they gotten better from there. But like if they're sick too, how are we gonna help each other if we both drowning, brother? We both drowning.
Leading the blind.
Grab the stick. Grab the stick.
Grab the stick. Grab the stick.
Kelsey, you shouldn't have said that.
Now I'm never.
Okay, but you take my advice, and I don't have it all figured out.
I'm never finding a therapist now.
See what you did?
Look, I just dropped the mic on her ass, and you didn't even hear it.
What'd you say?
She takes all my advice, and I don't have it all figured out.
That's because I'm easily influenced, obviously.
I take it
You
with
are
a grain
easily
of salt.
convinced.
I put it to consideration, but I don't fully like. Depending on who's telling me the advice.
Okay, but at least they.
Sometimes I just like them just to listen. I don't want your advice. I just want you to listen.
I tell that to someone. Like, hey, I just want to vent. I don't need you to tell me what to do or what your opinion is. Like, I just need to get this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I catch myself like trying to
fix.
Yes, I'm a fixer, so I'm like,
I just need you to listen.
Well, so not necessarily, fix, but the reason is because like my nature is problem solving. So I'm like, if you bring me a problem, I'm gonna solve it for you. This is what you need to do. This, and this.
Solve world hunger.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a task.
I don't know how to do that. That's too big. It's too big for my brain to conceptualize. Okay, so the next misconception is that people think, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, is that people think that if you go to therapy, then the therapist is just going to tell you that you're a piece of shit. And if you tell your therapist all the bad things you've done, they're going to be like, oh, well, you're a horrible person.
Well, yeah, going back to confronting the truth and like being face to face with what's wrong.
But really, in reality, a therapist will validate your feelings and say, okay, well, how could you have done that differently? They're not going to harp on like what you've done. And so like, that's something that I really wanted to put into this episode is like, you don't have to be afraid of like going to a therapist and then saying like you're a horrible person because they're not going to do that. It's not the point of therapy. The point of therapy is to get better, and no one gets better by shaming anyone or themselves.
Yep.
The next one is, and I heard this recently in a podcast too. Everything I hear is from podcasts and TikTok. If you haven't figured that out,
you gotta put yourself in the world because you're doing podcasts too. So you gotta listen to other podcasts.
Right.
So that's smart. That's smart.
The next one is that anger is a secondary emotion. So if someone is angry, like, well, first of all, I've heard a lot lately that we should be like reconfiguring how we consider anger in like everyday life. We really think that like anger is a bad emotion. Like we shouldn't feel angry. It's not about the feeling being a bad emotion. It's about the reaction to feeling angry, what you do with it.
Yeah.
So if you're not hurting anyone when you're feeling angry, it's okay to feel angry because that is coming from something else. You have felt slighted from someone, or someone has crossed your boundaries, or someone has hurt you in some way, like emotionally, then you feel angry. And that's a natural human emotion. And that's something that we should still like be able to recognize and work through. And what's the word I'm looking for? Be emotionally intelligent about your anger, basically. Instead of saying like, oh, this is a bad emotion, I shouldn't be feeling that, or like feeling guilty then after you feel angry.
Or expressing yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like for me, that was a big thing when I was growing up. I guess, I don't know how I just even like came upon, but I didn't know how to express my feelings. You know what I'm saying? Even when I got in trouble at school, all I knew was how to smile. And that's it. Even when I was hurt, I was like, just smile. So I didn't know how to confront people. I didn't know how to like just tell people like how I felt.
Tell people they hurt you, or
they hurt me, or like
express boundaries.
Especially boundaries. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I'm still learning till this day. How to do it properly. But I just didn't know how to.
I mean, like you said, no one in your household was a safe space for you to talk about your
feelings. So maybe that could have been it right there.
How could you even learn how to express it if no one around you was even there to listen?
Or if no one around you knew how to express their own feelings.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. So
that wasn't modeled for you. It wasn't modeled for me either. Like it definitely was not modeled for me. Or you, right?
Mine was just like anger and screaming.
Yeah. People at one point are like, "Do you ever get angry?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm angry a lot. I don't know how to. I don't know how to show you guys. I don't want to cause a scene."
Right.
Because when I did get angry at home, I get like a whooping. You know what I'm saying? Just for feeling angry.
Yeah.
Or I got yelled at. So when I brought it, discouraged. So when I went out in public, because I remember this one person was like, "Dude, I've never seen you angry or nothing. You're like the most peaceful dude." Angry. I'm like, "Bro, peaceful on the outside, but it's a war in my head." You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
that's not right.
Yeah, I know, but like, it's not my parents' fault. They didn't know any better. Right. You know. But it's my responsibility.
Everyone's responsibility.
Yeah,
to deal with that.
Exactly.
Do you also feel like if you like express those emotions to people that you trust, that you'll be a burden?
Yeah, I do feel like a burden sometimes, but I don't know why. I just subconsciously I just feel like that, but it is what it is.
Well, it comes from getting a whooping when you're angry.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that was
true.
a burden to your parents for you to be angry. So, like, in your head, you've been programmed to think any emotion that you're feeling that's extreme is a burden.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not right to be feeling that.
Right, exactly. Yep. I feel guilt, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
I feel like after I get angry about something, I will then feel guilty after it. Like, if I cry after I'm angry, it's because I feel guilty for being angry in the first place. Even if it was like justified, I feel like, and maybe it's more guilt about like my reaction to it, but I've noticed that recently that the emotion that comes after being angry is usually guilt, and that's like causes me like so much internal pain that I like cry about it.
It does. It sucks.
I can't say I relate.
Oh yeah, you're like, yeah, fuck that bitch.
Yeah.
When I get angry, I stand
you know
on
it's
that
justified.
shit.
Yeah, you stand on business.
Yeah. I stand on business. Well, it goes back to
like we're some Gen Zers or some shit in here.
I got
hey,
the
no
Riz.
cap, no cap.
You said no cap.
Well, I was telling Kelsey last time, like, when I don't apologize often, so when I do, you know that shit's genuine. Like, when you've really angered me, I'm such a passive person. Like, you can literally treat me like shit, and I'll still worship the ground you walk on. So when you do anger me, that's validated. So I've never felt guilty about it, because I've always felt like, okay, now you pushed me to my breaking point. Like, now, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It sucks for you guys. I'm so sorry.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for your condolences. I feel so much better. I feel so much better now. Thank you.
That's all. That's all I needed.
So I'm trying to understand this note because this is something I jotted down while Travis was talking to me, and I don't. Oh, okay, I remember it. Excuse me. I'll cut that out. So, something that Travis was telling me that really like annoys him when it comes to like men's relationships with other men and like their friendships and stuff is when another man puts you to the standard of being like a real man, like quote unquote a real man. And to them, that means like you can't hold them accountable. You need to be like a man's man. Like you need to be okay with whatever shit they're doing instead of like holding them accountable. And
that's not a friend.
He knows men that are like that.
That's not a friend.
Exactly. And I wanted to bring that up because I feel like in society, like men's relationships with their friends are so fucked. Like, that's one thing I will say.
You thought of someone specific.
I thought of a group of people.
Wow.
That's one thing I will say that girls know how to do better than men is to have friendships. And unfortunately, it's because of the way we were raised. It's the way we're socialized. Because if men can't be vulnerable with each other and can't hold each other accountable, then they're not going to ever have genuine friendships.
I was going to say the genuinity.
Genuinity.
Genitals.
But my point in that was like, I know that like Travis has friends where it's like this, I can tell by like just the way he talks about their conversations, like this is not the type of friend you need. Like this is so fucking toxic.
Yep.
And I'll give you an example. It will be like, it's like, for lack of better phrase, it's like they're dick swinging with each other. Like who has the bigger dick, who's done more in their lifetime, who has more experience doing this or that.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are you even talking about this? You're fucking 30 years old. You have a family, like both of them have a family. Why are we comparing who's done what and who has experience with what? And like, why do you think somehow you're better than me? Or better than anyone.
Trying to one up each other.
Trying to do that. And like Travis will try really hard to like be the bigger person and not do it, but he gets sucked into it when it starts.
Because sometimes like takes you off and you're just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And I know this one dude that really did that to me. I was on a cruise ship and he's like 50, you know? And I was drunk, and you don't fuck with me when I'm drunk. Because that's when I really, like, no feelings. Like, I express myself then.
No feelings, but I will express myself.
Like, not feeling like,
no,
you know what I'm talking about? Just
not
like,
holding yourself back.
Yeah, that. Yeah. So, he fucking, I can't remember what he was saying. I don't know, but it just pissed me off, and I just, like, went off on him. And he's a big guy, so it's like, he looked at me, he was, like, about to whoop my ass, but I was like, I stand on that shit, like, you know what I'm saying? You're a 50-year-old man that's picking up my trash every Mondays, you know what I'm saying? real story.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, we're just so because he started talking shit first, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna put you in place.
That's like the dick swinging stuff, like a guy purposely doing that to another guy to get a reaction out of
Yeah,
him.
but I think that's due deep down is due to like jealousy.
Mm-hmm. Or like insecurity.
I see you're doing better, and so I'm gonna try to find a way to look better,
to look down on you.
and to tear you down, and that's what he was doing with me, because later on he was like trying to fight me, and he said something about pretty boy, like what I'm saying. So I said he is pretty ugly, but. But I knew he knew. Yeah. I was like, I know. So like,
thank you.
So, but I knew that's something that he was insecure about, and his wife just left him too. By the way.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck it. He's not gonna listen to this.
You never know. I'm just kidding.
No, he's not.
Yeah, never know.
Why do you think? Okay, so you said insecurity, right?
Yeah, insecurity is jealousy. Just like if we're in the same friend group, I kind of want to keep you leveled. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say, do you hold your friends accountable, and do your friends hold you accountable?
Both ways. Like,
you found a group of guy friends that do that too.
Yeah, I don't really have like a lot of friends that I hang out with a lot because I'm busy a lot. Like, so really like Brian and Nelson, my team literally from Meraki. Like, you know what I'm saying? We hold each other accountable, like, because we're always like motivating each other, like, hey, you're doing a great job, you're doing this, keep going.
Good.
I go
affirmations.
I spent like $100 on my boy Aaron's fashion show just so I can go watch him. Just go to Chicago. Now I'm going to New York in February to go watch him again, and he has to sell these tickets to be able to, like, you know what I'm saying. So I do it just so I can support him, so
that's really cool.
That's how I do things like that, so I can get the energy back, you know what I'm saying, just like recycle it so we can help each other. Boom, 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 you know what I'm saying?
You're filling each other's cup, basically.
Yeah, so we're, you know what I'm saying, that's how it works. We got to get to the top together. We can't, I can't just keep getting from you.
You've cracked the code of female friendships.
That's what it is.
Filling each other's cup is like the biggest thing. Is like,
I might be gay. I'm just kidding.
It's give and take.
Really self-aware, and like if we could have more men
I'm painfully self-aware.
What'd you say?
I sound painfully self-aware with a lot of shit.
But that's great.
But that's a good thing, though.
Yeah.
Because it will stop you from hurting people intentionally.
Yeah, and no, that is true, because I've hurt a lot of people in the past, and looking back at it, I'm just like, fuck, why did I do that?
I mean, we all
and
have,
yeah, but sometimes those kind of pains will stay around, for a long time, and it's like you can't really do nothing now because they're long gone, or you know what I'm saying. So it's just like, or they're dead. So so it's stuff like that you have to live with.
You can do something though to like help with the guilt. You can like write them letters but not send it to them.
I just talk to God. So
yeah,
that's what I do. Honestly, that's what helped me a lot with like mental issues and stuff like that. Just talking to God. I'm still practicing my faith. It's hard. It's really hard. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I question a lot. So
and to hear the rest of that conversation, you'll have to head over to part 2. See you there.